Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So as you can see, what we have here is what I would like to say, unlimited power storage. And why is it unlimited? I'm going to tell you why here in a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome. I've been waiting to do this video. I'm pretty excited about doing it because I have not linked these two things together yet. So as you can see here on this side, we have our Yeti 1000. And what that is, for those of you that may not have seen me display this in the past, it's a solar generator that is made by Goal Zero. The reason it is a 1000 series is because it will hold up to 1000 watt hours of energy or electricity. In all actuality, it's rated at 1045 watt hours, but it's Yeti 1000. This can be powered by solar, by attaching solar panels to it, or it can be powered straight off your wall. So a lot of people like to use this, especially if they like live in an apartment or in a place where they don't want to run a noisy generator, to have this always hooked up to the wall at 100% charge. That way if the electricity goes out, they have 1000 plus watt hours of energy that they can tap into to get them through that power outage. Now, that may not seem like a lot to some people, 1000 watt hours. For my purposes, it works well because I use this mainly to make sure that in the winter time, I can run my heating system and keep my house warm during a power outage, and it works great for that. However, I've always wanted to be able to expand the energy capacity of this unit and was thinking about doing it with regular batteries, like car batteries that you can buy in any automotive store. However, Goal Zero came out with this unit right here, which is the Yeti Link. All right, well, it's an expansion module. All right, the Yeti Link is in the middle right there, which is a module that you need to install into the Yeti 1000 in order to be able to connect this. But what this expansion module does is it adds an additional 1250 watt hours to your system, and it is composed or comprised of regular acid batteries. Okay, so this system right here will not last as long as this system, being that this system has lithium batteries in it, right? However, for the price, you really can't go wrong, in my opinion, of course. The cost of the Link and the cost of the expansion module is about 2/3 of what this cost me. Right now, I believe you can find one of these for about $1,200, okay? Between this and this, you're looking at about $800. However, the great thing about this is that you can continuously add to your bank. So my goal, get it, Goal Zero, my goal is to get about another 3 or 4 of these batteries and be able to put them all together, powered by this thing right here. And eventually, I will do a video where I show you me hooking up my solar panels to this. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and attach the Yeti Link to my Yeti 1000, and then we're going to go ahead and attach the battery to that and see how it works. As you can see, the Yeti 1000 comes with a compartment lid, pretty much hides some of the hardware that's under there. And this is the module that is used to provide power to the Yeti 1000, right? With this module, you can hook it up to a wall socket and it will power this up or charge this up. These connections down here are if you have solar. Okay, so you can input energy through these two connections using solar, right? I do believe that you can also input through here using a car charger as well. But today what we're going to do is we're going to remove this dummy module right here that's just taking up the space of the actual module. And we're going to go ahead and insert our Yeti Link into this spot. That's going to enable us to be able to hook up the Link and the expansion module so that we can get more than double our power. All you need for this, ladies and gentlemen, is a small screwdriver, and there are, I believe, 6 screws in there. So let's go ahead and take these screws out. Now that we have all our screws out, all we have to do is pop this out. and pull it out. Be careful not to lose those screws. All right. So now, as you can see, oh, look at that. This is a little dirty, huh? I think I'm going to go clean this out before I put that in. But as you can see, we have what's called a data port, all right, which provides data to the Link and to the Yeti 1000. And we also have a connector that is what provides the power back and forth. And as you can see, that the Yeti Link comes with both of those connectors. This is the data port, and this is the power connector. So as you can see, they made it dummy proof right here so that you can only connect it one way. That way you don't connect the wrong polarity, I guess you would say it. You know, forgive my vocabulary, it's not very good when it comes to electricity or electronics, but so that you won't connect it wrong. But as you can see, it's pretty easy. This is the flat part right here, and this is the flat part right there. Too easy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go get a little rag. I'm going to clean this off, and then we're going to put this on. And it also comes with some screws that are a little bit longer than the other ones. That way you can put this on there nice and sturdy. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, now that I got this wiped down a little bit, let's go ahead and put this in. It seems like probably better if you have somebody helping you with putting this in as far as dexterity goes, but we're going to go ahead and try by ourselves. All right, now that both of those are seated there pretty well, all we have to do is make sure that these wires are down in there, and it fits really, really well as far as the wires being down there. Now all we have to do is go ahead and put the screws that they came with in these little screw holes. I'm not sure if you can see them all the way in the bottom there, but it's only 4 screws that will attach this permanently to the Yeti 1000. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got it connected. It's nice and firm there. We can close this back up. And as you can see, everything is hidden back under this module that we put in here, or the Yeti Link. It's got an input. Now this input, when you use this instead of this or this input here, this input will power both the Yeti and the expansion module. If you only use one of these inputs, it will only power the Yeti. However, as long as the Yeti is powered and the expansion module, i.e. the battery, external battery, is not full, it will also power the expansion module. The only difference is this one right here will power both the Yeti and the expansion module. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slide the expansion module over, connect them, and then we have a little bit of vacuuming to do here. I'll go grab the vacuum and show you what it looks like when it's running and how it's drawing power, and how it alerts you or lets you know how much power the external battery has. The power of the external battery or batteries is metered with these 4 bars. I'm assuming each bar is for 25%. Now, one thing you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Since the expansion module is a lead acid battery, we want to make sure that we don't use more than 50% of its capacity. That way the battery will last a longer time. So in a way, you're really not getting an additional 1,250 watt hours of power. You're really only getting an additional 625 watt hours of power for every expansion module that you get. All right, so think about it that way too when you want to figure in cost. So if I get an additional 4 batteries like I want to, I'm really getting an additional 2,500 watt hours of power to add to the 1,000 watt hours of power that the Yeti 1000 provides. So it'll be roughly about 3,500 or so watt hours of power. All right. However, you can expand this as far as you want. And that's, if I read everything right, you can put as many of these batteries in chain as you like. So let's go ahead and move this over so we can hook this up. So this is what the back of the module that I just installed looks like. It has a port that will connect to this port that comes out of the back of the expansion module or the expansion battery. Now, the expansion battery also has a female port that will attach to another battery if you want to add another battery to it. So all we have to do here is It's just plug and play. As you can see, it has a flat side which goes to the top, and it has a rounded side which goes to the bottom. All we have to do is just push that in there. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably one of the simplest systems that I've seen as far as being able to get additional stored energy and being able to do it very simply. Now, I understand some people out there are going to say, hey, you can do your own solar system for the same price and get a lot more of the capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really a very handy person when it comes to electricity. Actually, that's one of the things that I like to work with the least, is anything having to do with electricity. So this is really more for someone that wants something that's portable and something that they can do themselves with very minimal effort. Well, now let's take a look at the front, see what it looks like. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we got it hooked up. I opened up the lid because I saw something that I wasn't sure about, but I figured it out. So the only way to power this module is through the Yeti, right? And the only way we can do that is to power it through this link right here. So once we put power to this link, what will happen is that it will go straight to this battery, and then as the Yeti drains, this battery will power up the Yeti. So that's how it works. This powers the battery, and the battery will power up the Yeti and keep it powered up. And I was thinking, well, man, I'm going to have to go out and buy an 8mm connector to power, to hook it up to the wall or to hook it up to my solar. My solar already comes with an 8mm connector, but I don't have one for the wall. And I was thinking, wait a minute, that's what this is. This is an 8mm connector that hooks up to the wall. So take this off of here, and then once we plug this in here, this light should turn green here in a second, and it should let us know how much power this battery has by how many green bars we see here. So it said that it can take up to 30 seconds or so, so we'll go ahead and wait and see if this powers up. Well, before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I have to actually connect the power to the module. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. And as you can see, we know that we're getting power because the light just turned blue. Now, within 30 seconds or so, we should see how much power this battery module has by the number of bars that turn green right here. So it takes a little bit. So let's see what happens. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have a full load on this battery. It took about 45 seconds before it was able to tell me how fully charged this battery was. But as you can see, let me go ahead and see if I can give you a shadow. Yeah, I'll put my shadow over so you can see. So we've got a full load on that battery, and as far as I can see, it's working well. And like I said, I thought I was going to have to go out and buy another module just to plug it into that, but as you can see, this module works just fine. Now, I did not see this setup the way it is here on the instructions. Okay, let me just tell you that right now. But it just makes sense that if this is an 8mm input connector, all right, and this takes an 8mm and you can plug it off the wall, it's just transferring it from here to here. Very simple. And as you can see, it's fully charged. Now I need to do a little bit of vacuuming in my back deck, so I'm going to go grab the vacuum and I'm going to run it while this is connected to the battery to see what happens. All right, so I've got, if you guys remember, little Miss Alaska Prepper received a really nice vacuum cleaner for her birthday last year. So that's what I'm plugging into this right here. And let's go and take a look and see how it works. Ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and changed the color on this so that you can see the fluctuation in the wattage output that is being used by the vacuum cleaner. As you can see, it jumps up from anywhere from 1,000 to 1,700, and the vacuum works great. All right, now that we got done vacuuming, I vacuumed for about 5 minutes, and as you can see, it got up to, I think, close to 1,400 or 1,500 watts of output. But what I want you to look at is this. First of all, if you hear a humming, that's the Yeti 1000. That's its fans going off, cooling it down. But as you can see right here, you'll see that there's input of 347 watts. So right now, the external battery is, let's see if we can show you the whole thing. The external battery right now is powering the Yeti. All right, so there's 304 watts right now going into the Yeti, and as you can see, it went from 95% to now 96%. And the reason that the external battery is not losing any output right here is because we still have it plugged into the electricity. So let's go ahead and unplug it and see what happens. So you see, once we unplug the electricity from the external battery, from the module, you can see that the input light turned off, but that the external battery is still powering the Yeti, bringing it up to 100%. So what we're going to take a look at now is we're going to see how long it takes for it to power it up 5% from the external battery at 282, roughly 282 to 300 watts of power going into the Yeti. And look at that, it just went to 100%. So about 15 minutes it took to get to 100% from the external battery to the Yeti's battery. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a winner. I'm going to go ahead and build a small platform where the battery is going to sit on, and then I'm going to place this on top of the battery so that I can put it right next to my Toyo stove. Although I don't need it anymore for the rest of this year or for the next few months to supply power to my Toyo stove, because the weather is now adequate where the inside of the house doesn't need to be heated. That's where I'm going to put it, but I can imagine myself getting 3 or 4 more of these batteries right here because I think that they are worth the price. Now, how much does that battery cost? This external battery costs $400, and since this Yeti link is a proprietary part that only Goal Zero makes, ladies and gentlemen, it costs $400. However, you only have to buy the link once, and the more batteries that you buy, the more power storage you have altogether. So it's up to you to decide how much storage you want and how many batteries you're going to need for that power storage. I see myself getting, man, I'll say at least another 3 or 4 batteries at least. Do I recommend this product? I highly recommend it, especially for those of you that live in an apartment that are not allowed to have a generator, and for those of you like myself who are technically challenged when it comes to messing around with electrical stuff or electricity as a whole. So I highly recommend this. Now, a lot of people ask me, all right, I'm not trying to sell this, but a lot of people ask me on a lot of my videos, where did you get this? Where can I get this? I went ahead and placed both of these items in my Amazon storefront. So if you want to go take a look at it, by all means, take a look at it. I think it's a great product. The Yeti 1000 also comes in a Yeti 1400, and I believe it comes in a Yeti 3000. And I do believe that the Yeti 1400 and 3000 already come with this module in it. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that they already come with that module in it. But I may be wrong, all right? So go ahead and take a look at it and check it out for yourselves. But I believe that this is a very nice system to have for a person that just wants to bring it home, plug and play. That way you don't have to build your own system, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to be it for this segment. I'm going to go ahead and build that platform, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. So the small cart that I'm going to build for this is also going to hold this foam. All right, so I'm going to measure from here. We've got 10 inches. 10 inches wide. And you can call that 18 inches or 17 and 7/8 inches long. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that now. And then I'm also going to attach some wheels to it. So we'll be right back when that's all cut up. Ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and did an interview with Great Lakes Prepper. Now, Great Lakes Prepper is subscribed to our channel, and he reached out to me and he wanted me to come onto his channel. So I did, and we had a great time chatting for a bit. He told me that he is going to go ahead and post that video sometime in the coming week. So what I will do is When he sends me the link to the video, I will post it in my community post, and I will also post it on Facebook so that you can be alerted as to when it will be published. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so you see, I know it's not a perfect job, but it's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's going to allow me to pull that in. So now, I'm going to go ahead and put the battery on it and put the Yeti 1000 on top of that, and we'll see how it rolls. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. So, we got this on the coaster, as you can see. It rolls pretty easily. So now all I have to do is there's the little spot that I've dedicated for this. And as you can see, it fits in there nice and snug. And what I do is, whenever I have it there, I will always have it plugged into the power to make sure that that battery is always fully charged. That way, if I do lose electricity, I can take over with this without worrying about how charged it is. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's all there's to it. So that's done and over with. And like I said, I am planning on getting more batteries and setting up an even bigger system like this so that I can have 3 or 4 times the power that I have now stored up in that unit. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, hey, remember to go check out Great Lakes Prepper. I did leave his channel on a card on the upper right hand corner of the video that you're watching. I'll also leave it in the description of this video so that if you guys want to go and check out that interview that I did with him, you can. He said it should be dropping sometime early next week or early this coming week. So having said that, thank you very much for joining in. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got something out of it. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I am out.